And again, there are so many ways to vote. We want you to vote as much as you can. I know we will here at KOAM for Jason J. A sneak peek of what he's going to bring to the stage representing Guam. You can vote via the NBC app, vote on TikTok, or nbc.com/ASC vote. Again, there are so many ways to do this, and again, just rooting for Jason J. and his debut tonight. And now we're going to go ahead and join Representative Selena Babauta in the CNMI. Representative Babauta, thank you so much for joining us. Good morning.
Good morning, Tomas, and thank you for having me.
And as we know, it's a historic day in the Commonwealth, given that this is the first impeachment proceeding that will occur in the Senate's history. They are going to, today at 10 a.m. in just a little bit over an hour, entertain the motion to dismiss filed by the Governor's Council. Can you first tell us, for those of you who might just be catching up with the news, Representative Babauta, you yourself have been a strong critic and an advocate for this impeachment process, given that you did lead the investigations as the chair of the JGO committee in the House. What's going through your mind this morning as the Senate readies to put on this proceeding?
One of the things that is on my mind this morning is that, this is all really just a formality for the Senate. I think it's fair to say at this point that the people see the writing on the wall with what's happening in the Senate, CNMI Senate, and I think the Senate also sees the writing on the court's walls as to the governor's, situation.
And I know you are at the legislature at this moment, coming into work. Was there a crowd outside? What is happening outside the legislature right now, if you're able to share?
There's a lot of cars here. We have cones set up. We have the Department of Public Safety here to ensure that, the safety of everyone who comes in here, participates in today's session or hearing, is safe.
And Representative, as we've covered on our programs, this proceeding will happen without a House prosecutor. It will happen without a House impeachment record, a record that you yourself know intimately, over 8,000 pages, I believe, last we spoke. Can you speak to that? The House won't be represented in the proceeding today, correct?
That is correct.
And what is the House's comment on that? I assume that representatives will be on the floor to deliver their own public comments. What are you planning to share? What's your message to the community today? As it seems as though this motion to dismiss is likely to move forward.
We have met as a group, and we are still considering judicial intervention. And it's not so much a political question as it is a constitutional and due process question that we are considering seeking judicial intervention for.
And I know that the House has had its at least 2 press conferences addressing the matter. The House initially wanted to have 5 impeachment prosecutors, one of whom is yourself. Those negotiations failed. Looking back, is there anything that you would have changed, or is the House still standing its ground with its approach to the Senate's process? Because I know you've been critical of the Senate's process.
Yes, we've always believed that no one should go up there by themselves. We worked as a team, and it was unfair that the governor gets to pick and choose however many attorneys to represent him, while the House couldn't. So that's part of the considerations we have looked into in trying to seek or considering seeking judicial intervention for. It's unfortunate that the Senate president refused the documents just because of misspellings. I mean, there's no, even in the courts, certainly a subject of an investigation, doesn't get their charges thrown out just because they misspelled their name on the court document. So where's the fairness here?
And I wanted to address some of the guidelines today because there are very specific, strict public access and media access guidelines. For example, it says here you're not allowed that your mobile phones must be turned off. If you're a member of the public, no cameras, no talking, clapping. During recess, all persons except the Senate members and authorized persons shall exit the gallery. You're a lawmaker, obviously, and you're aware of the decorum that happens in chamber. What's your comment on some of these guidelines that are going to be in effect during the motion to dismiss hearing today?
I think it's ridiculous, honestly. How is that not a violation of anybody's First Amendment rights? I work in this building, and they're trying to prevent us from being in areas where we typically would be at. And it's unfortunate that they decided to do it this way. But, you know, like I said, there are employees that work here as well, and they are prohibited from going to the chamber during recess. It's ridiculous, really. It's just meant to censor people, and I think it's borderline violating First Amendment rights of people.
Do you think, though, it's a response to the outburst that happened between Senator Paul Manglona and Senator Victor Halkuk last time? I know that when that outburst happened, the legislative director almost was trying to block some of the cameras in the footage that we were seeing. And so now during recess, everyone has to exit, right? During recess, according to these rules and guidelines. Do you think it's in response to that, Representative?
Perhaps, but the media should bring that issue up. They have a right to film wherever they want if they have the credentials and they're legitimately, credentialed media personnel. I hope the media sues them. Frankly, it's a violation of your rights as well as, ours.
And Representative, you've mentioned this morning judicial intervention. What do you exactly mean by that? I know you said it's not necessarily a political question to be submitted. You're ready to take the Senate to court?
We have been ready. We've discussed this many, many times. We are prepared to take them to court because of the unconstitutionality of their rules to begin with. When they had the session to adopt the rules, the very first session, the joint committee session, they didn't even allow anybody to see the rules until after they've adopted it. So that's a violation of the Open Government Act. Those are some of the questions that we have considered and have looked into. And there are other issues that they have violated, statute, constitution. For example, the Senate picking and choosing who gets to be a prosecutor. The Senate president claims he has authority. What authority? Where is it written? What statute? He's not able to provide that. So absent any statute, he doesn't have the authority to pick and choose how many or who gets to be a prosecutor in these proceedings.
And Representative Babata, I did want to talk a bit about the impeachment record, given that there is no impeachment record, at least in the Senate's eyes. Can you explain what exactly the record entails? Because it is thousands and thousands of pages. And so what have you gathered, and what would have been submitted, and are there plans to publish the thousands of pages of these records?
Good question, Tomas. Yes, I have every intention of publishing the 8,000 pages through a drive. and perhaps maybe through public awareness around the islands. What did we gather? These are documents we obtained through legitimate means, through a subpoena to departments that were provided. They entail historical information about the governor's utility accounts. They document all the many instances where he and his family used boating safety boats to go on excursions. There's really no public purpose for it. His business class travel, we've published some, but yes, I do have every intention of making these documents public in the very near future, so that people can see for themselves.
And Representative, as I'm sure you are very well aware, the Senate's trial is not the only process playing out. There's parallel legal battles in Superior Court when it comes to the legislative subpoena and, of course, the historic charges brought forth by the Attorney General's office. I did want to read your statement that was released on April 8. You said, this has been a difficult journey for the people of the CNMI who have been patiently waiting for something to come of the investigatory process. This is truly a step towards achieving justice. I would like to thank the members of the 21st legislature who first brought these issues to light. The work they started paved the road for this victory. I would also like to thank the JGO chairwoman, Selena Babauta, for making this a matter of priority in the 22nd legislature. That was the comment from Vice Speaker BJ Atau, talking about the work that you led as the committee chairwoman. As all of this is happening, the battle in the Senate and in the Superior Court, what is your comment to those who say, leave it up to the courts or leave it up to the November general election? It seems as though the Senate has made up its mind. Do you have a comment on that?
Well, we tried. We wouldn't be doing our jobs if we just let it slide. And now that we see the writing on the wall with respect to what's going to happen, what is going to happen in the Senate, I hope the people, once we publicize these documents, will see the abuse that the governor has, committed during his term. And yes, I have faith in the people. I trust the constituents will vote the right way and for the right candidates in November. So all hope is not lost. We still have the judicial decisions. We are waiting for some of them, or at least one, and also in November for the constituents. I have faith in both procedures.
And Representative, before letting you go, did just want to ask, is it possible that the vote happens today for the motion to dismiss? Could the Senate wrap up its business in a matter of a day for this motion?
They certainly could, but I think they won't. We anticipate them voting on the 22nd, pursuant to the memo issued by the Senate President last week, that all senators are mandated to be in the CNMI from the 19th to the 22nd. So I think it's just a formality they're going through. Come Friday, I think it's Friday, the 22nd, there will be 6 votes to acquit, at least.
And we saw the news. Of course, we reported on Senator Justo Quiraguat wanting to recuse himself. Senator Vinny Sablan yesterday expressed to media that he's seeking to recuse himself. And we know that Senator Edith de Leon Guerrero and Senator Paul Manglona and Senator Teresita Santos, for that matter, also has expressed criticism for the rules and possibly, indicating that they would vote in the affirmative for impeachment. Is there a road ahead, or do you think it's a done deal? It's sealed that the Senate will not move forward, Representative?
It's a sealed situation. And as to the recusal of certain senators, they are representatives of the people first before they are candidates. They need to do their jobs.
So you're saying you would like to see the senator, each of them, cast an affirmative or negative vote on the matter then?
The Constitution doesn't allow them not to. The Constitution says 2/3 of the Senate, and there are 9 members of the Senate, last I counted, they are required to cast their votes.
All right, Representative, do you have any last comments? I'm sure you'll be in the chamber, I assume, for most of the proceeding today.
Yes, I will be. Not in the chamber particularly, because according to the Senate President, we need to get a pass to get in there. Like I said, this is some of the ridiculousness that happens over there. I work here in this building, and I'm required to get a pass to go to the Senate side. So we'll see. I don't know if they'll give us passes, but we do plan to make public comments.
All right, Representative, always appreciate your time. Thank you for joining us this morning as we await the historic event that will play out in the Senate at 10 a.m. Representative, thank you so much. Again, that's Selena Babata from Saipan joining us live. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Tomas, and have a great day.
You too as well. And we will be sharing that live stream on our social media pages at 10 a.m. And before we wrap up the show, just wanted to head to a quick break. You're listening to The Link.